I got off the phone a little bit ago with a DJ that called me to tell me he was struggling, and which we all are, especially right now through the last year with the pandemic. So many of us live entertainers are having a tough time getting any work, right? And or we've just had our entire year ripped away because everything got canceled. Hi, it's Bill. It's Creative License, and thanks for joining me today. I'm out on a walk around my neighborhood, and I just got off the phone and thought I would talk a little bit about this for today's Creative License, because not only was it tough for him to call out and reach out for help, but the reason it was so hard for him to reach out for help was that he was feeling ashamed. He was feeling ashamed that he had to go out and find himself a job, a regular job. You know us DJs that do this full time. You know, the regular jobs we had before we got a job where we got a chance to play for a living. Yeah, well, it's really not that. We all know that. There's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of time and money and energy and passion. So, and all of that put together helps to give us the money necessary to be able to, make our rent or our car payment or our mortgage, feed our kids, life like the rest of people. We still live the life. We just make our living in a different way. And it was the hardest thing for him to do, to call me up, to ask for help. What can I do? Do you have any suggestions? Can I just pick your brain? And it was because he felt ashamed that he had to go out and get himself a regular job. Now, first of all, let me just say, you should never feel ashamed for doing what you have to do to be able to bring in the money that you need to bring in for yourself, for your life, for your family. We have to work. Okay, people don't just hand out money. So for you to do what's necessary to be able to make good on your responsibilities, whether it be your bills, your family, whatever those things are, there's honor in that. There shouldn't be shame. The shame you're feeling it's self-induced. And if there are people out there shaming you for having to get yourself a job, then these aren't people that you should be a part of. These are not people that should be a part of your life. It takes a lot of courage to do the hustle necessary to be able to make good on the responsibilities of your finances. And we have chosen a career that in and of itself is already pretty volatile. Okay, you have to stay on top of it all the time. For you to be successful with this, you need to hustle every day. Hustle your clients, and you need to hustle to get the clients, you need to hustle to get the leads, you need to hustle to talk to the venues, to be able to get the new ideas, to be able to do the writing, to have the prep, to have the right gear. It's a regular hustling rather. It's not a hustle, but you have to hustle. You're on a treadmill. And if you've done this for a certain amount of time, you've figured out what your treadmill is. So you do that every day, and that keeps you going. On top of it, you need to come up with new things to be able to keep the machine running. And this last year, the machine ground to a halt. The world threw a bunch of monkey wrenches into the gears. And we got stopped. No matter what we did, no matter what we had set up to be able to keep ourselves working, none of that mattered because everything changed. And many of those people have gone out of business. And many of those people haven't gone out and done what's necessary to get the money they need. Many of those people are still sitting where this young man was a couple of days ago before he applied for a regular job and hustled to find that thing that could bring in the income necessary to hold him over. That's courage. That's not shame. That's honor. That's integrity. And that's how I'd like you to see it. That's how I want him to see it. And if you're struggling right now and you're feeling ashamed that maybe you might have to go out and get yourself a job, don't. Just because you go out and get yourself a regular job doesn't mean you stop being the creator that you are, the artist that you've become. It's just that you're making good on the integrity of your financial situation. And for that, you should be honored. You're certainly honored by me. What do you think about this? You think I'm wrong? I doubt it. Why don't you leave some stuff below or send me a note, you know how to find me. Otherwise, I'll see you next week on Creative License.